Yay Networks.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Spill the Beans podcast.
Welcome to the season finale, my boy.
Dun, dun, dun.
It is the last podcast of the year, guys. Mañana is New Year's Eve.
Really?
Yeah, because I think this goes up the 29th.
Oh. So what would tomorrow be the
30th? Oh, wait, does it have 30th?
Come on, babe. You've had 25 of these.
Sorry, I'm pregnant.
24.
Anyways, I hope you guys are doing your little 2023 wrap-ups, right? It's like everyone posts on their story their best memories from each month.
Hopefully you accomplished a lot of your 2022 year resolutions, right? For 2023. Hopefully you were able to accomplish a big majority of them, if not all of them.
And if not, it's okay.
And just overall, I hope you're happier. You know, I hope you're happier than last year. And if you're not, we're here for you. You know, tell us in the comments what's going on. DM us on Spill the Beans. We love you. We appreciate you. And if you're sad, then we're sad.
Guys, and just remember, Jonathan started his journey December 26th.
23rd.
23rd? Mm-hmm, the day before Christmas Eve. And look at him.
Look at me now, guys. Should we put up before and after?
Yeah, put you
right here
at this time last year.
What if I don't look different?
No, you will.
I've obviously not ran in a while because of, you know, our guests, party planning and stuff. But I've kind of tried to maintain my calories down. So hopefully I look a little different.
Yeah, I think you do look different, baby. You look
Thanks,
good.
honey. But I feel like you see me every day. So I like when we see our friends and they tell me I look different because then they don't get to see me every day. And then they kind of hype me up. They're like, oh, you do look slimmer. What are you doing? I te crees mucho, you know?
Literally. Well, I'm very proud of you, babe.
Thanks, man. I'm proud of you too because this time last year, you thought, you know, Franco till 5 years old, chilling, and you're about to bust another baby out.
Oh, hell no, girl. Honestly, I'm glad because I feel like if I wasn't pregnant during the Christmas or the holiday time, I feel like I wouldn't be able to eat all the yummy desserts I make at night, you know?
Yeah, imagine you have your baby, let's say September, haces la cuarentena, but then, you know, you're overweight or whatever, you don't feel the prettiest because you just gave birth, and you try to get back into like fit life, running life, but you can't because you have the holidays.
Unless you're super disciplined.
Yeah, but that would suck.
Relate. Yeah, I'm really glad. And honestly, I feel like I've always said this, but this is the best time to be pregnant, guys. If you ever want to get pregnant in summer and give birth in spring. It's the best ever. And you just enjoy the holidays and nobody can tell you that you're gaining weight because you're pregnant.
Babe, I think it's you have the headphones on, so you're talking like really soft.
Really?
Because you hear yourself really loud, but I don't.
You don't hear me at all?
You're like really soft.
Do you hear me now?
Now, yeah, I do.
Okay. Then I have to kind of scream a little bit. I feel like I have the AirPod Maxes on. Guys, okay, so anyways, now this is me, okay? At the whole time that we have had this podcast, I begged Jonathan to wear headphones, but you don't like wearing headphones. You don't like hearing yourself?
I don't like how I look. It like squeezes my face together. Really? It makes me look chubbier.
Well, I genuinely think that they look so aesthetic because that's what a podcast is, you know, like wearing headphones, talking to a microphone. So today, for the season finale banger, we are going to ask Jonathan questions that girls are too afraid to ask guys. And I needed your guys' help because if anything, I think this year we figured out that Jonathan's a girl's guy.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately.
So we want to know, you know, babe. We want to know.
No, I think that works, babe, because if I wasn't a girl's guy, we wouldn't have this podcast. It wouldn't do good at all. It would get like 5 views.
No, it probably would get good views, but a lot of hate. And I don't think we get hate.
No, because we're always, you know, on the same page. And, you know, I love when we meet girls that listen to Spill the Beans and they're like, I make my husband listen to this. And then he laughs and then he kind of agrees with you because deep down he knows, you know. Because trust me, girls, I don't like to expose the boys' secrets. I don't like to seem like that guy, like a pick-me guy for you guys. But I know that what I'm doing is for the benefit of marriages. Yeah. It's for the benefit of families, like a parent to child relationship. It's for the benefit maybe to child to parent, as in the sense like your husband with his parents. You know what I mean? So if I have to sacrifice myself, if I have to be the scapegoat, the devil's advocate for you guys to have a better life, I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah, and also I feel like you're married and you've carried a successful marriage so far. So
Yeah, because you see those podcasts that go viral with a bunch of guys and they'll be like, yeah, women should just cook and shut the hell up. But then like, okay, they get hella views from all these, single guys, but are they making society any better? Are they?
Yeah.
Those guys are going to grow up thinking that's okay to do, to disrespect women, et cetera, et cetera. Don't let your wife tell you this and that. And what is that just going to do? It's just going to cause problems in the household,
yeah. Well, actually, there was this podcast that, well, it's pretty big, but this clip was going viral, I think 2 days ago, and it's kind of a hot take, and the comments were kind of dissing the guy, right? It's a marriage podcast, and I wanted to start off with that question, babe, and I'm gonna catch you kind of by surprise, and I don't know if you're gonna hurt my feelings or not.
I'm gonna be honest,
but
babe.
Just be completely
honest. I'm a girls
honest.
guy, but I'm honest too.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the question that the wife asked her husband, and she said, does it feel different now after having babies?
Dun, dun, dun. What, like my feelings?
No, like...
I know.
Oh, bro. Not me trying to explain.
No, it doesn't.
Swear.
No, I swear to God. I've never... Okay, here we go. First girls, guys, leak right here. I don't get when guys say... Well... Maybe babe, maybe you're like so wonderful, right? Maybe your body has incredible healing factors. You suction right up, you went right back to like if you never had a baby. I don't know. There's a lot of guys, and I do think that they just say it to be maybe disrespectful, maybe like jokingly, maybe because they think they're so cool, where they say, oh, girls get loose or girls do, and I just... Obviously, I've only been with you, so I can't attest to that. But from just me and you, babe, no.
You don't think it felt better, worse?
No. I genuinely, no. Like
the first time you weren't like, oh, shit.
No? At all. Because we took, like 3 months? long time. So, yeah, I don't...
Really?
No, at all.
So that was a hot take because the husband, right? They're having an open and honest conversation.
He said yes?
He said yes. She
no
said,
hizo la cuarentena. See, that's why, girls, you have to do la cuarentena. You don't trust that. Oh, I don't believe in that stuff. No. I trust my suegra. I trust my mom. And if these are myths for a reason, just do them. It's like, do you believe in God or not? I'm going to believe in him whether there's a million, because I don't want to go to hell. Same things, like just do the cuarentena, even if it's not true.
But
why
I feel like
not play it safe?
There's also guys out there that don't like, they can't wait. They're like, come on, like 5 weeks, you should be healed enough, But so she literally asks him, like, does it feel weird?
But how long after? Like a few weeks?
Well, it's 6 weeks. La cuarentena is 6 weeks. So I think she did wait the 6 weeks.
6 weeks, a month in 2 weeks.
That's 40 days.
That's still like fresh.
Yeah,
especially if you
waited
tore and
quite
stuff.
a while because I was terrified.
Yeah.
But anyway, she asks him. He says, "Yes, it does feel different." And then she says, "Well, do you still like it?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Oh,
and then she's like, "What do you mean?" And
God.
he's like, "I'd say it's pretty good." Yeah.
Shut up.
It's so sad.
That's sad.
And
Imagine
so
you give him a whole ass kid and he says
literally,
that shit.
no, they have 2 kids, and everyone in the comments are like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, I would be crying if my husband ever told me that. And because I was like, even if it does feel different, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't want you to tell me that it did.
Or you just shut up and you deal with it. Like, like that's the sacrifice your wife made to give you 2 kids, 2 healthy boys or whatever, or kids in general. Yeah. So it's like, why? Like, let's say it does feel different. Then you just put up with it as a man. You don't say anything. You're like, okay, if this is my ¿cómo se dice? Like my trade. Yeah. You give birth, you do 9 months of pregnancy, you do all this, and I just in return get maybe not the same feeling for when we first met. Okay, But
don't you think like sex is sex? Like, isn't it wonderful for guys anyways?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, that's why in my head I was like, I don't know when guys say, oh, she's a hoe, she's loose. I'm like, but it still feels the same. Like, guys, why? There's guys that are being picky saying that shit, but then they masturbate and they use their hands. So why are you gonna complain about a girl?
Yeah, well, that was my hot take for the day, babe, because it was really sad. Like, someone in the comments were like, my husband told me it feels better because now I'm the mother of his children, you know?
Yeah.
And like, they have 2 beautiful kids. And
yeah, that's true. I find you more sexy, so that kind of turns me on more.
well, yeah, I really wanted to ask the question because I was like, fuck, I don't know if he's gonna hurt my feelings or not, but
You really think I would say it feels different?
I don't know, like,
Even if it did, which it doesn't, but let's just say it did, I wouldn't tell you.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's something, whether like it's open communication or not, but it's like, I just had a whole ass kid, you know, obviously. I don't know. But it was really sad. I was really devastated for the girl. But anyways, guys, that was the intro to this podcast.
That's crazy, babe. I didn't know you were going to start with a heater like that.
I know. Well, it's because it went viral on TikTok and I saw it and I was like, first, I don't think Jonathan would ever make me feel this way after having 2 kids. Second of all, what is this guy thinking? And third of all, there's better ways you can say it and better ways you can communicate about it. I give them props that they're saying we're having an open and honest conversation. We're married. We want to make it raw and real and whatever. But it's like, damn, my boy, like, she just gave you 2 whole ass kids.
Yeah,
like,
but it's also like, it's like, remember when we watched those videos where the guy proposes to the girl and she says no?
Yeah.
And we're always like, she could have just said yes. And
yeah,
then
that's true.
as soon as they get in the car or they're in private, hey, like, I just didn't want to embarrass you, blah, 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 I'm not ready. Same thing with the podcast. Like, just tell her maybe, like, it, and then, you know, off, be like, hey, like, maybe we can talk about, I don't know. Because I know there's, like, surgery, right? Girls do to be, like, tighter or whatever.
But even then, like, I feel like he could have said, yes, it feels different, and no, it's not bad. You know? Like,
well,
he kind of,
eso es pariente de lo malo.
but he kind of made it seem like, yeah, I like it pretty good, you know? And it's like, what am I? Like, just.
But you never know. Maybe the girl is like, she's more open to stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, but she looked like she was genuinely like, oh shit.
Oh, yeah. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
As the holidays just passed, we were so excited to give gifts this season.
With having a new baby around the house, gift giving just became 100 times more fun.
Whether or not your family gives gifts during the holiday season, I think the most important part is the gift that you give yourself.
Whether it's starting therapy or going easier on yourself during tough moments, or treating yourself to a full day of complete rest, remember to give yourself some love this holiday season. I love therapy because during the holiday season, we can't really see extended family. So therapy gives us a way to be able to talk to someone about it.
And I really love therapy because during the winter season, we kind of get the winter blues. So I also like to talk through my emotions so I can feel better.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge.
In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/spillthebeans today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/spillthebeans. Okay, guys, so I did ask for some help because I feel like pretty much every question I've ever had, I've asked you and you've told me the answers.
Huh?
So, like, every question I've had.
Like about me?
Yeah, like about guys. I'd be like,
so
babe.
There's genuinely questions, like these are genuinely questions that girls are afraid. I'm so stupid. Yes, of course that we titled it that. But what I mean is, like, you meet a guy and you don't want to ask him this?
Yeah. Yeah, like it's weird.
Or is this like me and you dating and you're still scared to ask me this 5 years later?
Yeah, like there's some things that you're like, oh, I don't know if I should ask this.
Wait, babe, I wanted to ask you
one.
No,
don't ask me nothing.
No, I wanted to ask you one that I saw while I was skimming, because this one's really interesting and this is something that I wanted to kind of know from, like, this is a question for both guys and girls.
Okay.
And then you can go on and do like Fast Jeopardy or whatever. So let's say either we just divorced right this second, or we never met and you never dated anyone. You're 25, right? So either take it like we divorced, no hard feelings, we just never see each other again.
Kids
I fall off kids, whatever. I fall off the face of earth.
What?
Or you just never met me. You're 30 years old, whatever. You're about to get into the dating life. Do you ask the person, and doesn't matter body count?
Oh, damn. I don't think it does.
Because that was a question in there for me.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted.
But you're 25, you said.
25 to 30.
25, 30.
Like, you're mature. You're a mature person. I don't also want to, like, And you know this person at 25, they could have ran through the town, you know?
Yeah.
Or they couldn't.
I don't know. I think that there's a lot of factors because it's like, if I was 25 and stayed here in my hometown knowing that every single guy is a freaking whore,
But if you go to another town, that's the case there too.
Like, yeah, but like I wouldn't know.
We're in the middle of but nowhere, Colorado. You don't think that in every state, girls say the same thing?
Yeah, but I mean, at least I wouldn't know who the girls were.
Oh.
You know? So I think that
Like, I feel like you're not confrontational,
yeah,
so you wouldn't ask.
I don't think I would ask.
But would it be a problem later down the road if you don't get it out the way?
Yeah, it's because, so when I was in high school, I took a relationships class. And the way that they put it together, it was like basically kind of promoting safe sex, right? But also promoting, don't just have sex with randos, don't just have sex with whoever you meet. Like she made us do an exercise where it's like a married couple, and then all the rest of the students were like their body count. So let's say the girl had 2 body count and then the guy had 10 body count. So then they're like, okay, get in bed now, and then you're like bringing all of these people to bed with you, right? And all these experiences. And it's not that it's bad necessarily. I don't think that it matters. I think that it becomes a problem when it's like, oh yeah, but it's because I had sex with the so-and-so and like now they know and they're part of the friend group. And you know, like I think, I don't know, I would want the guy not to have a huge body count.
Yes or no, babe? It's yes or no. Would you ask him?
I don't know.
Or how deep into the relationship would you ask him? Like dating? Because that's something that I thought about. I was like, okay, I start talking to a girl.
I just think
you
it's
can't ask
for
a
guys,
girl
though.
that like the first 10 days.
I also don't think the girl would say
the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have to ask her, like, let's say it's me, right? Because this is what the podcast is about. Let's just say she finally like actually loves me. And I feel like when she loves you, she's more willing to say the truth.
Like genuine conversations.
But to me, cancel me. I don't care. If we're already serious and she comes to me and she says 75,
oh shit,
I'm breaking up with her.
What's your cutoff then?
It depends age. And like,
so say you're 25.
25.
Yeah.
And let's say you started having sex at 18.
Oh shit.
18 adults, but come on, we're not promoting underage sex. Okay? 18 adult. That's 7 years. So let's just say two people per year. If you never were in a serious relationship.
So 14.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's a lot of fucking people.
But a lot of people get in relationships.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I also depends like, 20, but like you're a whore for fun. Or 20 and I had a boyfriend for 6 and then that 1 year I went crazy. It just depends, you know? It just, like if you were single and you had 20, but you were like just having fun those years, right? Mm-hmm. But then you were in a relationship for 5 of those 6 years, and then that 1 year, because he broke your heart, you went and had sex with 10 guys in 1 year, then that's kind of like, what are we doing? You don't care about yourself, like your soul, you know? Whereas like the girl that just like...
Yeah, I think that I just wouldn't. Like, look, what you don't know doesn't hurt you. I'm not going to ask you what your body count is.
You wouldn't ask,
No,
babe?
You know why? Because I feel like regardless, I don't think that he'd be saying the truth. Like, do you think genuinely...
There's couples that say the truth to each other.
Really? I don't think that... I don't know.
Yeah, I saw this thing where girls, they always give you a third of the truth.
Yeah.
So like if a girl says I've been with 10 guys, it's actually 30.
I don't know. I just think that it doesn't matter and I wouldn't ask.
You wouldn't ask him? Mm-mm. Yeah. I mean, but you're imagining if he was from a different state.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't care. But if it was from the same town
if it was from the same town, I'd be like, what's your body count? Who are they? What are their names? What are their Instagrams?
Yeah.
And I think that that's not healthy either, you know? Because then you're like over here. I feel like it'd be a turn off. Like if I met someone and they told me their body count and then I knew like 3 other girls, I'd be like, that's a turn off. I don't want you.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
hard, huh? But anyways, I saw it in there because I thought it was funny. Like, guys, by all means, play in the comments or maybe what you did. Like, do you just lo que no fue en tu tiempo? But I feel like that stuff you can't really say lo que no fue en tu tiempo no importa, because I do think that builds up a person. Your experiences build up a person. So if let's say me, I've had 75 people, then do you think
what did you say? Like,
then do you think like do you think I'm gonna take the next girl seriously?
I don't know, because
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like they say, it only takes the right person to stop making you be a hoe or whatever. But I'm just saying.
I don't know. I guess just let us know in the comments, guys. What do you think? Would you ask, and do you care?
Because at the end of the day, girls, tell me not. You could ask, but they would just lie to you.
Exactly. Yeah. But then, like, you know how that becomes a problem down the road? Like, babe, before we get married, like, I just want you to know that I lied to you when you asked me about your body count.
Damn.
Like, I don't want to enter this marriage as a lie. Like, this is what happened. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then what if it's like a deal breaker? Anyways, let's get into your guys' questions. Let's see what us girls are too afraid to ask, guys.
I'm nervous.
Well, one of them was, does it change down there after having a baby? I'm glad we answered that one. Would you say that you get a little bit weirded out if someone asks you if you're a virgin? Like, say we were just dating and I was like, are you a virgin?
No,
I think that's fine.
I think people slowly, the term virgin, like when we were teenagers and a guy called you a virgin, you would, that was like offensive.
Yeah,
I remember I was in, me being like varsity, I was always in the bus. My friends were all super older than me, like 4 years older. So then they would call me innocent John, innocent Johnny. They would call me a virgin. They would do this and that. And then like, it would be so funny because I would like try to be like, no, dude, I've like, kissed girls. And then they'll be like, no, you fucking haven't. Shut up. And then, but nowadays you can turn that and be like, yeah, I'm a virgin. Like, I bet you're not. And then now it's like a good thing.
Yeah.
I get to pick.
Yeah, I think when we were teenagers, being a virgin for guys was very like,
lame.
wow, you're so lame. And now if you're a virgin, you're like, oh, props, dude. Like, that's cool. This one says, why are you guys always grabbing your balls?
Damn, that's a good one. I don't know. Maybe it's like an evolution thing, like protecting yourself. Like you just grab them.
Like anytime someone goes to hit you, obviously you cover yourself down there, right? But it's like just like a regular normal day. Like, why are you grabbing your balls?
I don't know. I don't know why I grab my balls all the time. I want to say it's like trauma from something, but I don't know what it is. You know what it is? You know how they say that like you hug yourself or you do stuff because you needed more love when you were little? Maybe that. I grab myself. Not in a like sexual way, but like I like it makes me feel like, I don't know.
It makes you feel safe.
No, you know what? That's weird. I don't say, here I go grabbing my balls.
It's just
I'll be walking and your hands in your pants.
Yeah. Or you're just chilling in your hands.
And it's not like ball to hand. It's like boxers, or you're getting the wedgie out or something.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
you're
hands have
them?
to be in pants.
Haven't you told me that before?
What?
I'm unsticking them.
Yeah. This is getting weird, big guys. But it's the end of the year podcast. Fuck it. We're spilling everything, babe.
Okay. Do you ever think about what your life would be without me?
Yeah.
Does it make you sad? Or do you just think like, I wonder what I would be doing
like
right now?
if I never met you,
yeah,
would be fine. But like if I met you and then we broke up, then I'd be sad.
You think, we always kind of talk about this, but do you think that you would always remember me even if you got married?
I think I would remember you because you're famous. I'd be like, oh yeah, that YouTuber was my ex.
That's funny.
But I think I would eventually get over you, hopefully.
You would like to
I would like to think that like, oh yeah, like, yeah, Blanca J, she was my ex. But hopefully not like, oh damn, she was my ex.
Yeah.
It's so funny. The other day we were at the mall at Cherry Creek, and the cashiers, they were talking to each other because they were like next to each other. One of them was helping me. The other one was just like chilling. And they were literally talking about, they're like, because our mall, the Cherry Creek guys, where we went with the compadres and Stacy and Denny, it's like our rich mall, So they were talking about, they're like, do you ever wonder how many people we meet and that could be famous? And you had just given me the stuff so I could pay, and then you went to go help, I think, Denny, or no, to go look in the back, Stacy, for the snowshoe.
Yeah.
So you were just there, and it was me. And it was so funny because I know we always say we're not famous, right? And we try to be like humble about it. But at the end of the day, other people do consider us famous, because we do YouTube or whatever.
Well, in the town of Longmont.
Yeah, in the town of Longmont, but at least like somewhat. So then I was like, wow, you're literally having this conversation, and my wife that you just helped has combined like almost 1 million, everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was funny. That
is
equated to
crazy.
the whole ex thing. Like, if I stayed in Colorado, I would probably never be able to get you out of like my life, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's true. Okay, why do you change once you're comfortable? Like, why do you stop being detallista?
I don't. You got to ask me questions that girls don't do. Girls do the same thing.
You think so?
When's the last time, you know, like as soon as I stopped giving you stuff, you did too. So I don't think like, plus, yeah, like girls are very hypocritical with that. I'm not a guy's girl fully. You guys also stopped doing stuff for us too.
Yeah.
When's the last time you paid for your man's haircut or got him new tires or changed his oil?
But do you think that's something a girl should do?
Yeah, why not? If we can spoil you, why can't you spoil us? And I don't mean tires like, you know, fucking rims and stuff. But I'm just mean like little things like, you know, like pay for his haircut. Show him that you're appreciative. Take him lunch to his work one day, you know, out of nowhere. I just think it's both. That question is very much not
Like you would
guys
say,
stop being detallistas.
like if you think that your husband's stop being detallista, like you should think about if maybe you stop doing something.
Stop and be like, have I stopped?
Be like, antes de que le reclame, have I stopped doing something that he
And
wants?
if you haven't stopped, then there's a problem. Why did he stop? But you need to be very honest with yourself, girl, right now. Right now, pull over if you're on the highway, pause the car, and ask yourself, have I stopped being detallista? Even, you know, emotionally, like, hey, babe, when's the last time you asked your man how his day went, how was his work, what his coworkers did? Even if you don't give one flying F what his coworkers did or did that day, be like, hey, does Bob still work with you? That means so much to us more than you think, you know? That's why I love when our compadre Luis, he starts talking about work, and then Noemi is very engaged in what it is, even though I bet she's heard the same story 1,000 times about Tim, about Bob, about all of them. She's still like, oh, really? And then why did Tim do that? And that, I know that makes our compadre feel very appreciated and heard, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if you've ever done this, but you have friends that have slept with a lot of girls, right?
Yeah.
Do guys get STD tested? Or do you think that they wait until they actually get an infection?
Yeah. Oh, I actually can attest to that. I do have a few friends, and no, it's definitely as soon as they start feeling a symptom.
Yeah.
It's not like I sleep with a lot of girls. I'm still healthy. Let me go test myself before I get. No, my friends wait till their dick burns. It's red down there, warts, stuff like that. So, girls,
not the warts.
Girls, you never know. Like,
why do guys cheat?
Damn. Like what, in school?
Just period.
Test?
Yeah, babe, on test. Map tests.
That's another one of those questions I just told you, babe. Girls do the same. Girls cheat.
But it's more common in guys.
No, you know what I heard? It's more common for guys to be caught. They say that girls cheat just the same. Whether it's the coworker at work, you know, your work boyfriend. Don't think, ladies, I don't know about that work boyfriend. College boyfriend, you know, like you guys low key, you know, you be having your feelings moved a little bit when you're in public and a guy, you know, rubs you the right way. So I think that to me is cheating as well. Whether a guy takes it to the full extent and sleeps with someone, or you and your work boyfriend are touchy, I think that's just the same level of disrespect.
I think this one could be for you, or you could kind of talk about it. It says, do guys in long-term relationships ever regret not having as much fun beforehand?
No, I'm taking a long time to answer this because the way I want to see it is, for me, it was never like fun as in like a sexual way.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm very sex driven. You can attest to that. Like, I've waited the time I've had to wait.
Like you've never pressured me.
I've never pressured you into it. I've always told you, like even when we have our quickies, I'm like, babe, I don't like having quickies because I feel like I can't, you know, do my best with you. I don't like it. It makes me feel icky. Like I'm just using you. So then, like, for me, when I say like I should have waited, it means like experiences. Like, would I wish I would have gone maybe to Australia or traveled the world or done this and that, or, you know, that's what I mean. Not like in a fun girls way. And there are guys that like, fuck, I have friends that like, TMI, I have friends that are like, I never got to sleep with a black girl, Or I never got to sleep with an Asian girl, and now I'm married and have kids, and I'll probably never be able to, whatever. And then maybe that never leaves their head, and
it's like
they
a
end
fantasy.
Fantasy, or they end up actually cheating on their wife for it, or even grosser, they start like escorts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to make sure, girls. This is a big tip for you guys right here. If you just started dating a guy, or you plan to get into the dating scene, really know what drives your boyfriend. This is what, look, you can compare this. Babe, you learned this too when we got Ozo. There's like 3 different types of motives that dogs have.
Yeah.
It's food, toys, and like love, right?
Yeah.
Like
Positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement. And like it or not, that's why they call us men our dogs. We're the same way, guys. You need to know what drives your man. Like in the terms of like love, I feel like there's a lot of guys that are like, if I'm not getting sex regularly, if I'm not getting touched, if we're not having sex in the back of a freaking 7-Eleven bathroom spontaneously, I'm not having fun or enjoying life,
Yeah.
So you really need to, and in your man, obviously at the beginning is going to be very like, ay, manita sudada, and no, babe, I'll wait for you wherever you want or whatever. But no, there's guys that are truly girls, I'm sorry to say, that are motivated and driven by sex only.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's guys that I would say like me, I'm very more like life experience. I think Blanca started to notice when I'm like, fuck, babe, like I'm not going snowboarding and it's making me sad. I live for experiences like this. I live for traveling or camping and stuff like that. So it's like that. And then there's guys that are very like, I don't know, other
Words
stuff.
of affirmation.
Yeah. So make sure when you start dating a guy, girls, like really dig into his little brain and be like, is this a husband that I want? Because maybe when I have birth, maybe when I don't feel good, maybe when my head actually does hurt and he wants to have sex, am I going to be willing? Because at the beginning, it's going to be fun. I know you girls want to, please your man, and you're going to be like in the dressing room of a Kohl's, getting freaky, and you're like, oh, this is fun. We're 18. But when you're 33 and your back hurts and your man is like treating you like shit because you haven't given it to him, like that's where the shit matters,
Mm-hmm. That's good. Do you care if we shave?
No. Wait, down there or your armpits? Or your legs?
I'd say down there because it's more common for.
No.
Okay,
but there's guys that do care a lot.
I guess it's some.
A lot, which is weird. I think we're half. There's guys, I listen to a Joe Rogan podcast. He loves hair too. And then there's guys who are like, ew, no, my girl has to get a Brazilian wax or whatever.
That's true. Why? So you think it's like personal preference?
Yeah, personal preference.
Okay. So you just have to ask your man. Do you care?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they feel like providing is enough?
I think I
Like,
saw that one. No chores.
No chores and no helping the kids.
I thought about that one on the way here, guys, when I was driving, because I opened them by accident when I was on the highway. And
now you exposing yourself.
Guys, I had all the safety features on, and it was for like 2 seconds, okay? Because I had to put white noise on. I think that comes, unfortunately, from how that man was raised.
Okay.
If at home he just had mommy like, no, hijo, yo te meto la ropa. No, siéntate, déjate sirvo. No, ahí toca no toque los trastes, ahí viene tu hermana a hacerlos. And then he goes to live with you and no one taught him, no one expected that from him, then how is he supposed to know? No, I'm not cutting your man slack. I'm not. I just say that you, unfortunately, have to do that mother's job because she did a shitty job about raising her son, and you got to teach him.
You have to finish raising him.
Shame on moms that don't teach their sons how to do that. That gives me creepy vibes. That gives me I'm in love with my son vibes. My mom taught me how to do everything, lavar, trapear, everything you can imagine. And I'd be damned if Franco doesn't grow up the same way. So
yeah. Also, really, I think that it does have a lot to do with how you saw your dad treat your mom.
Exactly. Like my dad was always cooking. Yeah, my dad was always cleaning.
Your dad took care of the kids when your mom went to college. And I feel like there's a lot of families where you see dad get home from work and he just sits and waits for the food to be served. He doesn't clean. He doesn't interact with the kids, And I think that that's a huge difference too, because we actually have a friend that I hear this a lot. It's like, I'm the way I am because I don't want to be like my dad. Mm-hmm. So I feel like It's either you grow up and you think like this is what a guy should do and I'm gonna be just like my dad, or you grow up and you're like, I really didn't like that my dad didn't play with us when he would get home from work, so I'm gonna play with my kids when I get home from work. You know. And I get it, like dads get home exhausted, but sometimes it's like, I don't know, you just have to make sure that you're putting in the work if your wife is doing it too, you know.
I've said this a lot of times, guys, but my mom always said this. She's like, I'm teaching you and I'm showing you how to do this, not because, like, what did I tell you? It's like, it's not a marriage thing. It's a survival thing. You one day, whether you met Blanca or not, whether you got married or not, I know one day you're going to move out and have your own apartment, your own house. So how are you not going to keep your own house clean, you know?
Yeah.
Or do your own laundry when I'm not there? She's like, it's basic survival instincts. It's not a girl or guy thing.
Yeah, I think she did it so that you didn't have to depend on a girl.
Yeah.
Like, you can do everything.
And positive reinforcement. It's so crazy. Like, us as parents, we don't imagine or think about how much, like, a simple phrase can mean so much to us. I remember one time, estaba limpiando el sedazo, you know, the strainer.
Yeah.
And I cleaned it, like, I don't know why. I was just, you know, in the groove. And I always make sure to clean those, like, really good. You know, cuando hacen chile and stuff and se le queda. I make sure I put the running water through every single hole hasta que esté, like, spotless. And one time my mom came home and she checked, you know, the kitchen. And she's like, wow, este quedó bien limpio, you know? Like, she was, like, proud of me. And I've never forgotten that. That's a core memory I have for the rest of my life. So now que me toca lavar los trastes and I see a freaking strainer in there, I do such a good job at cleaning it. And my mom probably doesn't even know this, you know? But it's like anything can have such a positive on our kids. So make sure you're saying the right thing to your kids, guys.
Make sure you're engaging with them. I saw a TikTok that it was like, my toddler recorded this of me and I'm so glad, you know? And it's like him just like using the phone like crazy. And the mom is like doing stuff, but every time she looks at him, she's smiling. And then so everyone in the comments like, oh my God. This just like showed me my toddler's POV and I have to start smiling at him more. Yeah. Because it's so sad, you know, if your toddler's just like waiting for you to look at him and you're all mad or something. Why do you think guys keep girls around if they don't really want them?
Oh, this is a good one. I don't know. I'm just going to say what comes to my head. I think it's just like, I know I don't want to bore you guys with the whole science and evolution talk, but like it is like, you know, men back then had a lot of wives, you know, and I just think it equates to like, we don't like knowing that we're not surrounded by options, you know?
Yeah.
I remember when you and I would break up, or even before you, I would always I was like, I don't like this girl, but why do I keep talking to her, you know? Yeah. And it would just be like, it would be fucked up because I was so young and immature that to me, I didn't put myself in their shoes and like know that their feelings were being hurt, because maybe they thought like, oh, I do have a possibility to one day be with him. But in my head, I was just like, nah, I'm just texting because I'm texting you because I'm bored, you know?
Damn, babe. Did you break a lot of hearts when you were younger?
I think I did. I was fucked up, guys. I was a bad kid. Like, I don't know. That's why I always say like, fuck, like, where's my karma? I enemy karma, my little girl. And I'm going to do my best to like not have that happen. But sometimes, babe, I remember clearly I was in Alex's house, at Bobby's house. And this was before you, I think. And I had like this little girl I was talking to in Mexico. And then I just looked at them. I was like, do you guys want me to break up with her right now? Oh my God,
you've told me this story before.
And then they were like, no way, do it. And, you know, I did. And it was just to be like cool in front of them. But you never know what that girl was feeling in that moment. Like, pobrecilla, you know?
Yeah. I think that's why I know I like say a lot, but you don't do it until you parent. But like, I want to raise my daughter to be strong enough to like not want to get into a like serious relationship in high school. Like your sister, I feel like your sister is wonderful. Like we just met her first boyfriend and she's graduated out of high school. Like she knows what she's doing with her life, right?
She graduated high school, is in the nursing program or whatever, has her Jeep, has a job, has everything, buys her own stuff, and then got a boyfriend. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
And I just think like, I don't know, I've been with her for so long that she's told me like, oh yeah, I'm talking to this guy. Oh yeah, I like talking to this guy. I know this guy. I'm dating this guy. But it was never like, oh, I'm so in love. Like, she was always like, no, for what? You know, like, it was just, she was having fun. And I want our daughter to be raised like that, just because I feel like the reason you were able to break so many hearts when you were in a high school or a teenager is because a lot of girls just would want to date guys and be like, this is who I'm gonna marry. And I put myself in that category. Like, the reason you hurt me so much in high school was because it was, for you were my end game.
It's just also girls mature so much faster.
Yeah.
So you get a 13-year-old boy and you get a 13-year-old girl. The 13-year-old boy is just thinking about making out, going to the movies, the Avengers, Iron Man, Ronaldo's haircut. And girls are thinking about marriages, weddings, grupo
They're
firme.
dreaming about being a mom.
And it's like, you just can't match those two. Like,
you can't.
Whether the girls then start dating older guys or boys, you know, date younger girls, I don't know. It is not like it never matches up, unfortunately, at a young stage, you know.
Yeah, and I think that that's very important to teach our daughters. It's teaching them that, cool, you want to date, fine, go for it. Just don't think that this is going to be your husband, because in most cases it's not, you know. And I think it's just really, I don't know, I think that's why you had, or a lot of guys have the power to hurt people when they're in middle school or high school, because you guys go dating around like, I'm bored, this is for fun, I'm more interested in what I'm doing after high school, whatever. And these girls are like, this is the guy I'm gonna marry, and like they're already picking out their wedding dress, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that,
I don't know why God made us like that. Like, be both 13, but girls are so much more advanced and mature and think differently. And those 13-year-old boys were just so stupid, you know? Yeah. You would think that it would be the opposite. So the men can lead and go hunt and do things to provide. But no, it's like, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Do guys compare their dick size?
Honestly, that's never.
Like, has that ever came up in a conversation for you?
No. Like, no. I
think the first time I've ever heard like something funny like that is when we were watching Louis and Yoatzi's video, and they're like, just be honest.
Yeah.
Is it bigger than this or as big as this? And for me, like, even in like when I was in high school with my girlfriends and we would hang out and stuff, I don't think that we ever talked about dick size, you know?
I think being in a boys soccer team, I did see a lot of dicks, but it's not like we were like whip them out, you know.
And be like, mine's bigger than yours. I think I've asked you this before, but están o se hacen?
You've asked me this.
And you've said,
we're literally están.
Oh, están. That's so funny. A lot of these are repeated. Like, they really just want to know about cheating, about how it feels.
I'm an open book, guys. You can ask me anything.
Oh, this one's good. Do you guys actually know when we orgasm?
Damn, that one's good. That one is good. I feel like we do.
Like, do you think you would know if I would fake one?
Yeah, I know you faked some before.
What?
And
I do not remember ever faking one, honey.
No, maybe not an orgasm, but maybe like your vocals.
Oh.
Because okay, tell me this. Not that you faked it, honey. I don't think you're that bad to me or like sinister, like, you know, evil. I think what crosses my head already is like, let's say me and you are alone, you know, like we were for a large, you know, you're loud and vocal and stuff like that. But then, you know, maybe we have family or we're at a destination or our friend's house or something like that for a long time. And then you hold it in and you like, obviously we can't be loud, you know?
Okay.
So in my head, it's like, maybe I'm not saying this to like say that you're wrong. Maybe so you can kind of like have girls talk right here. It's like, so which one is it? Like, I know you can be quiet, but so when you are vocal, is it just to
like, are you putting on an
is
act?
that part of the pleasure for me?
Oh,
you know, because I know damn well you can take it and like be quiet.
This is going to be a little bit of a girl talk. So basically I saw this podcast that said, is it just me or do you guys also have to concentrate when you're having an orgasm? Right? Because I feel like orgasms are really hard to have. And I remember like talking to my friends and them being like, I've never had one, or like they have to do this crazy thing for me to have one. And I was like, oh, that's so weird, because like with Jonathan, I've never struggled, right? So I think then I definitely relate to the having to concentrate for one, because you know how I can, like, this is so TMI, but it's like, it's not hard for me to have one, but it's like sometimes you just okay, this is way too much.
Sometimes what?
Like sometimes you just hit the right spot where I'm like, if he moves right now, I'm not gonna have it.
Yeah,
and so
I
it
can
takes
tell,
longer.
and that makes me feel like shit. Because sometimes, you know, you get
so with the vocal thing, I think that it's gotten harder because we co-sleep, right? So
yeah, co-sleep, your family lives with us now,
and like, yeah, the girls being right next to each other. And also yeah, I think that it was just after we had Franco, it was a little bit harder because he's always in the room. So now that you say it, like, I think I have to concentrate more now because I can't be vocal.
Because the circumstances are like,
yeah, because
shrunk, you know?
I think when we could just be free spirited and like have our time together and I can be whatever vocal, it's so easy. Like I'm like, this is great. But yeah, I when I have to hold it in, I have to concentrate a lot more. So it's not that, oh, I don't do it for your pleasure. I do it because it's genuine, you know? Yeah, that's crazy. That was a good one.
The human body's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And I saw like 3 of these saying, I got tired of wondering and I just started asking my partner. I'm like, that's really good, because I feel like I got tired of wondering. Like sometimes I'm just like, babe, can I ask you something? And I just ask you, right?
Yeah. I just think it's so funny, like the whole, like for me, if you flip it around, like when we were alone, I was so used to like, you know, I've always hated, like, you know, quick sex and stuff, because I do love the emotional side of it, you know, like so then I was like, whenever, I remember this happened, a few weeks ago, where like we had a quickie.
What are you gonna say?
And I was like, I know, like, you just had sex for me or whatever, or it felt like that. So then I was like, babe, I'm sorry. Like, I feel weird. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, you feel icky.
I told her, I was like, babe, I'm sorry. And she's like, for what? I was like, you know, like, I forgot. I said it, like, I put it good. Yeah. I said the right thing. I can't remember what exactly I said, but it was along those lines. I was like, yeah, I know, like, you didn't have pleasure. Like, you know, you probably didn't. I know you didn't orgasm. I know you didn't probably, you know, it was quick. It was, you know, I was like, I'm sorry. Like, and I think I told you, didn't I say, I was like, we have to start. He has to start sleeping in his own room. Time.
You're like, we have to start sleep training him. I was like, damn, my boy. I'm like, this is what it took, and I'm over here sleeping. Not Jonathan. Like, he literally sleeps on the edge of the bed.
But at least you know that I care about you. Yeah. I'm sure other guys are just, I could just be like pump and dump. Yeah. Like, thanks for that. You know. But like, no, I genuinely care about how you feel. Yeah. About how you're reaching your limits. About if you're enjoying it. Yeah. I've never liked the idea of about you. You know. Yeah. And I think that works for us, babe, because I feel like you've never had to pull the my head hurts or my stomach hurts card on me, which bad. I hear like almost every day on social media. Like, oh, guys, when's the last time you got something from your wife? Or don't get married, guys, or your wife will tell you her head hurts every night. And it's like, luckily, I've never experienced that with you. No,
but I also feel like you're very like aware of my emotions. Yeah. So if like one day you see that I'm freaking tired,
I'm not gonna start.
Or I feel like you always read my cues.
Yeah.
Like when I'm tired, I feel like you just cuddle me.
I know what you're wearing. I'm not gonna get some. I know about how you obviously feel if you're tired. I know by a lot of things. Like if I got some yesterday, I know maybe today, you know, it's up to you. No. Yeah, like there's guys where like they have swamp ass, they smell bad, they didn't shower, and they still want it every single day, and they treated their wife like shit all day. It's like, damn, my boy, like at that point it's not your wife. Like, you know, check yourself.
Yeah, I think that with us, I personally think that we've always had a healthy sex life, not the best and not a perfect one by any means, but I think we've had a healthy one. Like it's never gotten to the point where I'm like questioning you or you're questioning me, you know, like when it's gotten like, oh damn, like what are we doing here?
Yeah, and I think the one time we did have a rough patch was, and we got like over it. I mean, we surpassed it. You know, the whole like, oh, it's because that when I was being like mean because I wasn't like comfortable with myself and like
when you were having
and then I equated it to like because I was fat and you're like, no, it's because you
treat me
are
like
mean.
shit.
Yeah, you're meaner to me. And how do you and then that's the first time I put two and two together. I was like, oh wow, like women don't just get horny from their body. They like their mind has to be stimulated in order to like enjoy sex, you know. Us guys, it's just all down there. No up here, no in our heart, you know. But like women, it's all connected. It's like boom,
super
boom,
connected,
boom, you know.
Like
this has to unlock. It's like a puzzle. Like this unlocks your head, then your heart, and then your legs, you know.
Everything has to be synced in order for us to want it. Damn, that's really crazy, guys. I hope you enjoyed our little sex talk.
Hope you guys learn. This is for you guys to learn. Trust us, we've matured. I know back then we had more, maybe this was a little refreshing. Maybe you guys were like, damn, we did miss when you guys used to talk about positions and sex like you used to, you know. But
we've matured
I
a lot.
Like that. I like bringing it back a little bit because it's
much healthier now. I feel like it's
healthy, yes, and like it's gonna keep evolving. Like I've told Blanca, I was like, I don't want our sex life to ever, like, I know right now it's in a rough patch physically because of kids and you're pregnant and we're gonna have a newborn, and like I'm prepared for that mentally. But when everything's good, like we have our own room, we have our own space, and it's rough, there's a problem. Like I don't want that. I was like, babe, like you talk to me, like I don't want you to ever feel embarrassed that you need this, you need that. Do you want to start incorporating this, doing that? You know, like I'm open because we're gonna spend a very long time with each other, and I don't want, you know, like, oh, what? I wonder what this would feel like, or I wonder, like, no, like we're here for each other, you know.
And you just have to be open and communicate too. I feel like you've always been good about that too, though, and that's what's different is that a lot of girls don't feel that way with their husband, and I feel like with you, I can genuinely tell you, like, babe, I can't, like, we have to do it this way because there's no other way, you know. When I get like super pregnant. And when I was postpartum with Franco, I literally told Jonathan, I was like, I'm scared. Like, I don't feel like I'm fully healed. Like, we have to wait. And it was never Jonathan being like, when are we going to know? It was just me kind of reassuring
The first time
him.
we did it, I was like, are you sure? Like,
yeah, but we also had a really bad first time. Do you remember? We talked about it.
I don't remember.
It was how our first time went when we were in El Paso.
Oh, yeah. So it was 2 months.
Yeah, it was exactly 2 months.
That was funny. Yeah. So, like, you guys just have to communicate with your spouse, you know, like, as embarrassing as it is. I feel like Blanca and I we're so weird, babe. Like, you and I are very comfortable with each other, with money, with advice, with, you know, our heart, but like, we don't fart in front of each other. Or with our sex life, I feel like at the beginning, it was very like, you were like, I'm just trying to please him. I'm just trying to please him, this and that. And then it slowly evolved to like, no, babe, like, let me help you, this and that. And then like, but then recently, I remember I told you, I was like, babe, because I knew you, like, an everyday thing for girls. I like, sometimes my silent girl TikToks, and I'm like, oh, damn, good thing I saw this so I can help my wife, you know? And then I told Blanca, I was like, babe, guys, every day, we're just horny every day, you know?
Like, you're ready to go.
Like, we're ready to go every day. But I know, it was because it was about being clean. And I think one of my friends told me about this, about pH levels. And then I was like, oh, wow, I learned something from you for the very first time ever, dude, because you're dumb as hell, you know? It's with that friend. And then he was like, yeah, girls have a pH level and they have to be clean and stuff. And I noticed, babe, that whenever you and I, like, let's say you showered and you have something important the next day, we wouldn't get freaky because you want to be clean for that event or for whatever, like for just the next day. So I knew I wasn't getting any more. I was like, okay, this is what she means by being clean, stuff like that. So then I told her, I was like, look, babe, I don't want the whole entree sometimes, you know, like I don't like my body, but like because men are constantly making sperm and like we're ready to go the next day, I was like, sometimes, you know, you can just help me out with like halfway, you know. And I'm not gonna go into detail I'm not gonna say specifics, guys, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I was like, you can just sometimes, you know, do a little bit, and that way we avoid like the noise, the intercourse, and we avoid like you getting dirty in that sense.
Or even then, like sometimes I'll just tell you, like, I just showered, like, just don't finish in me, you know.
Oh, baby, you took it. Yes, but yes.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because, right, and like obviously when we're not pregnant, we obviously take precautions, right? Where like you have to pull out, blah blah blah. But when we're pregnant, we take advantage of it fully.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about being clean. That I'm like, babe, just don't, and you don't.
Yeah.
It's just
like just use your,
It's just being like communicate with your partner.
Yeah, I think trust me, guys, like girls that you're hearing this, it is kind of sometimes awkward or embarrassing to talk about stuff with your partner. But if you really want to be with this person for the rest of your life, like you're not always gonna have the most stamina. You're not always gonna be the most creative or stuff like that. Like the whole does it feel the same thing you asked me, babe? Like, does it feel the same after birth? Like that girl, now that I'm thinking about it, should have told her man, like, hey, do you ever stop and think that maybe your freaking small ass dick feels the same after 10 years? You know what I mean? Same with that. Like you girls you need to check your man and humble him too. Be like, hey, we also need to get creative because it's just after 10 years, my boy, just the same thing every time, So then
I think the wonderful thing about being a guy too is that like you said, you literally just need to finish. And you're gonna like every time you finish, it's gonna feel good. It's not like you're gonna finish and be like, oh shit, that didn't feel good. So it's like that's a wonderful thing about guys is that sometimes you can just it's not like maintenance, but kind of like if you're not in the mood, like just do a little favor here and there,
Yeah.
And I think it's just crazy that it could be that much, because I like to say that sex isn't everything in a marriage, but it is a whole lot, because that is like when you guys were just dating or when you guys were freshly married, you guys had a lot of it and you guys were always together and alone and no, you didn't have co-sleeping kids, whatever. So it's like when you guys have kids, like I feel like it means even more to the guy if you're like doing a favor, or if you guys are actually going on date nights and then having a good long sexy time, So yeah, just kind of keep like how you have to keep your car healthy, like keep your marriage healthy and give it the maintenance that it needs, And I feel like when you marry someone, you know what their sex drive is, and you know how many times they need it, and you know when, how, whatever, or what they like.
Yeah.
So just
overall, guys, if your man's getting chubby, hey, would you rather him keep getting chubby and maybe nasty and nappy and, crusty, or stop it right there and be like, hey, babe, this ain't the same sexy, handsome guy I met when, I think that all equates, because then eventually, let's just keep it on the guy's side, right? The guy keeps getting chubby. The guy keeps getting, smelly and crusty, and then your work husband llega bien cambadito with a tie, a fresh haircut, y te empieza a mover el rollo, like you're more likely to cave in. Yeah. Whether if you keep your man, maybe the first time it becomes awkward or he gets mad, but at least you keep that nice, handsome man like he was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's good for his health as well. You keep having, the chances of having cancer or diabetes go down, and you just have a big, happy marriage,
Yeah, also I think that the big thing about communicating, and I'm talking more about like our Hispanic girls and the ones that are like in traditional Hispanic marriages, is you have to talk about what Jonathan and I always talk about, which is them, like, is it foreplay? Like what foreplay really is, because a lot of guys and a lot of Mexican guys, I would say, think that foreplay is all right, 10 minutes before I want to get it, like I need to start touching her butt and like, no. But it's like, no, foreplay starts at the beginning of the day. If you wake up and you're like, damn, I really want to get some tonight, like you have to just put in that extra work. Good morning, babe, how are you? I'm gonna kiss her good morning. I'm gonna make her coffee. I'm gonna text her during my lunch and tell her that I love her so much, and just be nice and be kind. I'm not saying you have to be a perfect husband or you have to be a perfect wife. Just be kind to one another, so that when you guys get to the end of the day, like you don't have anything to reclamarle, Mm-hmm. And I feel like you've talked about that so many times, because it's like when
you taught me that.
Yeah. Like when we're in a good mood, we haven't fought, we haven't argued to a like big extent, then we know like by the time we get to bed, we're not bringing anything into bed with us. It's just us and our minds, but sometimes you bring into bed where, damn, my husband didn't kiss me good morning today. And then when he got home, he was like, did you do anything today? Why isn't the food ready? So really be open and communicate to your husband and be like, I need, like, if you want this from me, this is what I need from you. And I think that that's how you're going to have a good, long lasting marriage.
Perfect, babe. Well said.
But yeah, guys, I hope you guys like that. Oh no.
Quick disclaimer. There's nothing wrong with being overweight. If you met your husband chubby, if you're chubby, by all means. I just use chubby as an example for something that changed.
Yeah,
It
but
could be that
so many
it could be that
things.
your husband all of a sudden stopped getting fresh fades. It could be that your husband all of a sudden lets la mugrita en sus uñas accumulate when he never used to do that. Or it could be that your husband's truck now has Panda Express on the floor when he used to be spotless.
Yes.
I just picked weight as an example, guys, because that's what I went through. Don't take it too hard when I mean that, okay? I love you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that, because I think it was kind of refreshing. It was kind of what our old podcast used to be about.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was really fun. It's a little intimidating, like being so open about something that's kind of, personal. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed it, and we have to go because our camera's dead.
Literally.
I hope you guys have a very happy new year, and we will literally see you next year.
Bye.
Yay Networks.